You've worked hard to build a dream retirement. Now it's time to put that plan into action. This is Retire ATL with Aaron Vincent and Matt Decker. The team at Vincent Financial wants to help you build, protect, and grow income to get you to and through retirement. Now, Retire ATL with Aaron Vincent and Matt Decker.
This is the Retire ATL podcast, all powered by the Vincent Financial Group. You can get more when you visit retireatlradio.com. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for downloading. Now, let's get to the show. Retireatlradio.com. Matt revamped it a little bit. Easy.
Made it easy.
To find, easy to book an appointment,
That's
easy
right.
to find the podcast. More importantly, easy to see your faces.
That's right.
We got faces for radio.
We know that, picking up the phone and calling and talking to somebody, sometimes that can be a high bar.
You may not be ready for that yet.
May not be ready.
Maybe you're driving in your car. It's hard to do.
No.
I mean, I can't remember the last time that I called in a number just out of the blue because I heard something, but I'm always going to websites. And so we just thought, why don't we just make it easy for people?
Yep.
RetireATLradio.com. You can check us out. There's a bunch of information there. You can book a 30-minute discovery call with us if you like something that you hear. But it's just an easier way for all of you listening to test the waters,
right?
Without feeling like you're going to be chatting with somebody and they're going to, come into the office. How much money do you have? It's not like that. Test the waters.
And it's on your time as well. When you're on the
Exactly.
phone, you feel like, I don't know, it's just going to take 5 minutes. It can take 20 minutes. Or you can be on the website for as long as you want to. Again, retireatlradio.com from the team at the Vincent Financial Group. Well, let's get to it. Why are people going to the website right now? This time of the year, why are people reaching out to you?
Yeah, and as soon as we made the switch to just talking about the website, it's like all of a sudden it's been crazy.
The floodgates opened.
The floodgates opened. So we must be talking about something that's resonating. I don't know, but we must be.
Taxes, risk,
Income, all the things. Yeah.
Three key pillars.
The three
all
key
the
pillars.
time,
Come
all
to
the
find
time.
out, that's actually pretty important to folks.
Yeah, imagine that. Interesting. Well, recently, man, we've had a bunch of people probably in the last 2 weeks, 4 or 5, which would be abnormal for us. They go to the website, they book an appointment, and then they come in and they're like, hey, I'm turning 59 and a half this year. And I want to know what my options are. And I got to tell you, that pretty much never used to happen. And the reason that they're calling is because a lot of employers, especially here in the Atlanta area, you turn 59 and a half, and they'll put provisions in their 401ks that let you do in-service distributions. Now, there are parameters, right? The 401k plan is written in a certain way, and it's going to allow certain things and not allow other things. But once you do turn 59 and a half, a lot of employer plans will let you do what's called an in-service distribution. And so we've had a bunch of people go on the website, book an appointment. They're like, hey, I'm turning 59 and a half this year, and I want to see if there's a better opportunity for me with my 401k dollars. Even though I'm not leaving my job, I'm still going to be working there. But I just know I got access to move those dollars. And so I want to see if there's a better opportunity. I don't know if you want to talk more about that, Aaron, and maybe why that is a better opportunity.
Sure. I think that also we live in an age where access to information is, I would argue, too much. But for a long time, and maybe this is why we're getting more of these calls now, but for a long time, we would meet people and they didn't even realize that age 59 and a half was a thing. They're just working. And there are some major ages or some major kind of thresholds you reach that I think everyone knows, like 65, big one, or I can file for Social Security as early as 62. Probably going to retire at 65. That's what the average person would say. That's what was the norm for so long. But
when your RMDs start.
Yeah, when your RMDs start in your 70s, all these things are pretty significant. Most folks know that. Not everyone has known. I don't know if it's what we're talking about on the air here. I don't know if it's the rise of just getting bombarded with information and AI and all that. But the word's out. And people have options at age 59 and a half, as an example, that they didn't know they had. And most people report to us hey, I'm thankful for my 401k. I'm getting a match. It's my biggest asset, and I'm thankful for it. But when I look at the investment kind of world and what my options are just broadly, if I do some research online or if I talk to my neighbors or my friends, and the world of investing is way bigger than what I can get in my 401k. I don't know if there's something wrong with my 401k, but it's not performing like I think maybe it could. What's up with that? And then, I know, by the way, now I'm 59 and a half, I've got new options. So that's making the calendar full as well.
Matt, you said something interesting before we got started here, that in 2025 alone, over 140,000 adults in the state of Georgia will be 59 and a half.
That's
so
right.
we're not talking a very small group of people.
It's a bunch of people.
That's a lot of people.
It's a ton of people. And maybe that's why, to Aaron, your point, access to information, it's everywhere. And especially with AI, I got that statistic from AI because I'm like, man,
It's probably not true then.
Probably not. 4 or 5 people in 1 week, and they're all doing in-service distributions. Like, what's going on? They're not all at the same company. They're not neighbors. They're not friends. They don't know each other. What's up with that? So I'm like, how many people are turning 59 and a half? I went to AI, and it's like about 143,000 people turning 59 and a half in Georgia. And so that's a bunch. Yeah. And if that's you, if you're turning 59 and a half this year, there's a couple big reasons why you may feel like my 401k kind of feels like it's dragging behind. And Aaron just hit on one of them, limited options. So a lot of people don't know this, but the 401k as a vehicle, while it's super convenient and while you do get a lot of times an employer match, and that's great. I mean, that's free money. Take advantage of the employer match if you can. But what most people don't understand is that 401ks are actually pretty expensive. And they're expensive for a few reasons. Number one, there's administrative fees that you don't really get to see. But the bigger one to me is, Aaron said, limited investment options. A lot of times inside your 401k, not only do you have limited options, but you also, the options that you do have access to can be expensive. So it's a limited playing field, and the playing field can be expensive.
I think on that note too, one of the things, I hope I'm not taking words out of your mouth here, but
take them right out of my mouth. I don't mind.
What we've seen recently is I think people are getting wise to the reality of target date funds.
Totally. That was going to be my second point.
Good. I took the words out of your mouth.
You did. You took them right out.
I would say that's one of the common denominators with these people, that this influx we've seen recently is hey, I just have been reading and I realized target date funds might be a ripoff. Should we talk about that? Kind of thing. And that's very, very common. I almost attached a ratio to it. I don't know, 8 out of 10 times someone comes in here with their 401k, and what are they invested in? A target date fund.
Especially as you approach retirement. Yeah. Hey, by the way, the website, if you want to go there, if you want to check out the team, see some of the other media that we've done, or go there, book a 30-minute discovery call. We can chat with you. retireatlradio.com. Let's zoom out. The 2 reasons that people are coming to us, turning 59 and a half, looking at in-service distributions, the 2 main things, lack of options inside the 401k. And then the second one would be looking for more safety of their funds. You turn 59 and a half, you are within striking distance of retirement, more than likely. And as you get within striking distance of retirement, especially when you look at how the market has performed over the last 10 years, what a run, right? I mean, my gosh. What a run.
Will it always be this way? Probably not.
Right. And those people that are 59 and a half or approaching retirement, all of them worked through 2008. All of them worked through the dot-com bubble. Right. And so they know what can happen.
What's at stake here.
They know what's at stake. And if you've already done enough, or if you are close to having done enough, you are at that point, and we say this all the time, you're at that point where losing money is going to hurt you more than making money is going to help you, especially if you've done the bulk of your retirement savings already. And if you've already done enough, then that statement is even more pronounced. I mean, losing money can destroy your plan. Making money is not going to help you at all if you've already done enough. And so those would be the 2 main reasons, limited options and looking for more safety. If we were to dive a little bit deeper, when people move out of their 401k, oftentimes you're going to gain access to different classes of funds. If you like to invest in funds, you get institutional class level investments. You can get ETFs with much lower fees. I would say what we've seen, the average reduction in fees associated with the investments is like 0.5%, all the way up to as high as 1%. Because a lot of times those funds inside the 401ks, they're expensive. We see it all the time.
Yeah. A lot of folks don't know that. That's something we should probably
maybe we should slow down and take our time with that one.
So it's easy to think that my 401k plan costs X, and that's just a baked in cost, and it is what it is, and I don't have any options, and that's just
and you probably can't even see it.
No, yeah, you almost never can, at least in my experience. At least not the full story.
Right.
But that's not actually true. What's true is that yes, there are costs. You mentioned some of those, administrative costs and certain costs associated with having a 401k. But a completely separate and an additional cost is whatever funds that you choose. So if you have the XYZ 2025 target date fund by whatever fund manager that's out there, that fund costs you a certain amount to have that fund. There's a fund manager somewhere that's being paid to manage that fund, and you are paying them. So that's above and beyond just your pure 401k administrative costs. And so what funds you choose in your 401k definitely has a big bearing on what overall fee that you're paying. And a lot of folks don't even know that.
Yeah, they don't know it. It's hard to see it. You don't necessarily see expense ratios and fund costs come out of your plan as like a line item adjustment. So if you're not really digging deep, you won't even know that it's there.
Right. You got to do your own manual math.
You do have to do your own manual math. But I think it's interesting too. A lot of people come into us and they're like, I know that I need help, but I just can't bring myself to like pay a fee for money management. And then we look at their 401k and they're paying 1% in their mutual funds and they have like 15 options to choose from. And so
like oftentimes our fee is less than what you're paying in your 401k.
Right. And we have 10,000 options and you have 15. So you're paying a 1% fee for virtually no flexibility and no options already. And they're like, man, I didn't know. Right. I had no idea because you don't see it as a line item.
And that's why we're here, because people don't know.
That's exactly right.
Again, to reach out to the team, retireatlradio.com. You can meet Aaron Vincent, Matthew Decker, the entire team for the Vincent Financial Group. You can book your meeting from the homepage. We also invite you to stream the podcast. It's called Retire ATL. Again, all this information, retireatlradio.com. As we're talking about the big reason that people are reaching out right now. And, you know, if I were to put a bow on this conversation about the 401k, some of the biggest misconceptions that people are worried about is they don't know the options they have in a 401k.
Yep.
And the fees.
That's right.
The two biggest issues, I guess, is issues the right word to use when it comes to their 401k strategy?
It's certainly probably the two biggest points of confusion, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, that's funny. It makes me think we have a client advisory board that they advise us. Right. Imagine that, right? The client advisory, they give us feedback. So, you know, we handpick the people that we want on the board. They serve for a year, and then we just kind of get candid feedback from them. And one of our clients on the advisory board, she's a doctor, and this was the last meeting of the year. And we were just saying, hey, if there's one thing that we could do that would really move the needle, what would it be? And her response was, I know you guys probably don't want to do this, and it's probably not even profitable for you guys, but man, my 401k is just so confusing, and I know that I have limited options. And if you guys would just look at my 401k and give me some guidance on how to be invested in it and what I should be taking advantage of. And if you would do that for some of my coworkers, like that would be awesome. And we're like, you know what? We would love to do that for you and your coworkers.
Funny you say that. That's what we do.
That's exactly right. But sometimes we don't know the questions to ask. You know, we didn't know that was a pain point for her. And we certainly didn't know that she was confused by it because she's a pretty savvy investor. But just goes to show you, 401ks can be confusing. It's hard to see the fees, limited investment options. What do? I don't want to talk to my investment advisors because, you know, they're not going to get paid on this 401k. But if you're working with a professional advisor, like they should be offering that as a service.
Another one of these, like just almost embarrassing things is one of our client advisory board people said, hey, is it okay if I send my neighbor to you guys? Like, I don't know if you guys are taking more clients or if referrals are okay.
The last thing we want to do is help the community.
If they're anything like you, no.
And I'm like, wow, did we ever fail? Like, yes, the name of the game for us is to educate more people and help more people with this very thing. And so, you know, I think the point I'm trying to make is it's easy to make assumptions. And I think a lot of people out there who are even listening to us assume that, oh, if I don't have $2 million, I'm not going to call these guys.
Yeah.
Like that's just, it'll be embarrassing if they say, hey, thanks for calling, but you don't have enough money for me to help you. And if that's you're making an assumption that's an incorrect one.
Right.
I need you to know, like we help people in all different kind of phases of saving. And so that's important to know that.
Now, with that being said, and we say it every weekend here on Retire ATL, you're not miracle workers. Somebody's listening right now. They think they need your help. But if you've only got $10,000, $20,000 saved,
sure.
There's not a lot you can do with that. Like a bulk of the work really gets done if you have $500,000 saved for your retirement, right. $750,000 saved for your retirement. You've got a solid 401k. You're lucky to have a pension. You have a savings account. That's where you can really go to work, Matt.
That's right. It also depends on what stage of the game you're in, right? If you're trying to retire in 3 or 4 years and you haven't done anything to save for retirement, well, our advice is going to be, hey, start taking advantage of the low-hanging fruit. You know, do you have a 401k that has a match? Start putting as much money as you can there. That has nothing to do with us, but I mean, we'll give you that advice because that's where you got to start. If you're young and you're maybe a high income earner and you're like, well, I don't have $500,000 in my 401k, but I got a ton of cash flow and I don't know what to do with it. all right, we can help you with that. But to your point, yeah, you got to have resources in order to make retirement a reality, and that's true for all of us.
Right. Yep. Again, Retire ATL, powered by the Vincent Financial Group. We invite you to reach out at any time, retireatlradio.com. And another misconception about a 401k.
Yeah, the big thing, too, is your 401k, you don't have access to be doing Roth conversions at that point. And so a lot of people, look, if you're listening to this and you're over the age of 59 and a half, and you are able to do what's called an in-service distribution, meaning you're not going to leave your employer, but they're going to open up your 401k for you to be able to move that out into an IRA. If you can do that, well, then that opens up a whole world of tax planning possibilities that a lot of people don't talk about. But that's something that we talk about every single week with every single one of our clients through our quarterly conversations. You never know when the right time is to start doing Roth conversions. That's something that we help people decide. But if all of your money is in a 401k, well, then you can't do it. So we've had several people over the last couple of weeks, turning 59 and a half, or maybe they're over 59 and a half, but they're just catching wind of, I have access to my 401k now. And they're calling us. Well, they're going to the website, retireatlradio.com. They're booking a call, and they're like, I got to move this money out because I want to start doing some tax planning. Can't do tax planning if all of your money is still sitting in the 401k.
But yeah, this point can't be made powerfully enough. I think so. We often ask the question in these discovery calls, hey, let us know about you. Who are you? What do you want to do? What does retirement look like for you? What do you hope that your life looks like after you stop giving away 40 hours a week? And what's going to be your biggest expense in retirement? And, it's meant to be a get to know you kind of question, but it's also kind of a gotcha, if I'm honest. And so people always say things like, travel. Our biggest expense will be travel, or the grandkids. You're starting to have grandkids now, and we just can't. I wish I'd have known they were this great. We would have had the grandkids first, that kind of stuff. Or, maybe a more skeptical client says, it's going to be healthcare. I already know it's going to be healthcare for me. That's all good stuff, good feedback, good conversations, right. Good to get to know you. Those are all wrong answers.
I don't like that, Aaron.
What do you mean? Well, if most of your money, like most Americans, is in a 401k IRA category, your biggest expense in retirement will be taxes. Your biggest line item in your budget for the next 30 years of your life or more will be taxes. Well, therefore, getting that game won and getting that organized is way, way, way more important and way more significant than did you get a 7% or a 9% average return. You're never going to out-return the tax bracket. So starting there, having this kind of conversation, and if you can start this earlier, let's say you are 59 and a half and you plan on working for 3 more years. Well, if you can roll out your 401k balance, still stay with the employer, still keep getting your match, still keep contributing, just roll out the balance that's there. Now you can start doing some tax planning, Roth conversions, et cetera. You're getting a 3-year head start on this tax planning conversation, and what an awesome thing that is. So this is a really important one, and it's one of the main points we make in those conversations.
To Aaron's point, we often see that clients that come in with no strategy on how they're going to recognize their income, most of it's in a 401k, IRA, SEP, Simple, 403b, TSP, solo 401k, whatever. It's in one of those tax deferred accounts with no plan versus the optimal Roth conversion strategy. We've seen clients that would pay double or triple the amount of taxes that they would need to pay if they just had a good strategy in place.
Those calculations are done assuming tax rates stay where they are.
Exactly.
If tax rates increase in our lifetimes, which I can't guarantee, but it seems somewhat likely, that reality even gets that much more powerful.
So if you're over the age of 59 and a half and you're still working at your employer, maybe you're within striking distance of retirement, but you're not quite there yet, I'm going to encourage you to go to the website, retireatlradio.com. There's 3 main reasons why you should do that. Number 1, your 401k has limited investment options, and you're probably paying fees associated with those limited investment options that you may not have to. Number 2, if you're looking for safety, you have even less options in your 401k for safe investments as you approach retirement. And the ones that are there are probably going to be target date funds, and they're also going to be expensive. They have notoriously underperformed. And then the third reason is you can't do tax planning if all your money is in a 401k. So if that's you over the age of 59 and a half, you have access to your 401k through in-service distributions. Go to the website, retireatlradio.com. We'd love to help you out.
Again, retireatlradio.com to get more from the team at the Vincent Financial Group, here to serve Metro Atlanta and the surrounding areas. Home office in Woodstock, but you can meet people. Multiple convenient locations, Aaron.
We do. We've got several locations, and we do, offer Zoom as an option. But I'll tell you, coming to the home office is a better experience. Meeting face-to-face is a better experience. We just had a gentleman come in this week who drove all the way up from Midtown, lives in Midtown. And his comment, I was a little bit surprised because there's been a lot of Zoom options lately. And I said, wow, I'm so happy to see you. I'm glad that you're here. And I'm glad you got a cup of coffee from us that we just made for you with our gourmet coffee machine. And we made chocolate chip cookies for him and all this stuff. But I got to tell you, like, a lot of folks don't drive here from Midtown. And he's like, oh, we're looking at hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. I'll make a 45-minute drive every time.
Right.
And it kind of put things in perspective for me. It's just a better experience. You get to meet our whole team, be in our office, kind of learn about who we are, see pictures of our kids and everything else. And so if you can, it's easy parking. It's very convenient. We can do Zoom. We can meet you at satellite offices. But if you can make it to the home office, I think you'll have a good time.
And Matt, I think you've said it before too. That initial consultation is just a good opportunity to shake each other's hand, look each other in the eye. Doesn't mean every conversation has to be face-to-face or in person, but that first one is kind of important to kind of see how the machine works at the Vincent Financial Group.
If we're doing our job well, we're doing way less talking than you are. If we're doing our job well, we may ask a question. I like to actually make statements and not ask questions also. I got to imagine that this isn't the first time you've met with a financial advisor. Yeah. And then I'm quiet for probably the next 15 minutes. And you're going to tell me all about all the other people that you've met with and what you liked and what you didn't like and why you're here now. So if we're doing our job well, it's going to feel like you're meeting with an old friend. It's not going to feel like an interrogation. It's not going to feel like I can't leave here until I give them what they want. No, right. That's not what this is at all. We have built our business around working with people that we enjoy, and we expect the same thing from you. We don't want you to work with us if you don't enjoy us.
Our goal in that first meeting is just to figure out as quickly as possible, does this work? Do you want to work with us? Can we help you? Are the services that we offer aligned with what you are after, what you need? And usually the answer is yes, because you've heard our shows for a while and you've probably looked at our website and kind of connected the dots. But every now and then it's not. Let's find that out early. No harm in that.
So what you're saying is no back room with a bright light in your face, a cold, hard chair that just says, what are your assets? How much do you have saved? RetireATLradio.com to meet the team, put faces to the voices that you hear every weekend, but most importantly, schedule that initial consultation.
Insurance products are offered through the Insurance Business Advanced Planning Group. Vincent Financial Group is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Advanced Planning Group are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Advanced Planning Group and IPW are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be constructed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Vincent Financial Group is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained by sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Vincent Financial Group. This podcast is a paid placement.